What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video we are talking about how Massachusetts has shut down GameStop. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. Okay, so GameStop has been having some bad problems with this COVID-19 coronavirus, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now, GameStop relied heavily on the fact that they were an essential business and they wanted to stay open, but that didn't pan out for them, at least not in Massachusetts. So I saw this Polygon article and I wanted to read it off to you guys to let you know what Polygon reported, and then I'll let you know what I think. Because honestly, I think this is absolutely crazy that this is even happening, and so I wanted to report that to you guys. So the article is called Boston Authorities Shut Down GameStop and Close Stores Worldwide. Well, not worldwide, statewide. Sorry, sometimes I can't read. It starts off by saying retailers standoff over essential business ends in the Bay State, which is Massachusetts. So we scroll down and it says state and local authorities in Massachusetts have ordered all GameStops to close, ending a week-long standoff in which games retailer insisted it was a essential business and continued to serve customers with curbside pickup, which I think is funny, and we'll get to that. The Boston Globe reported that the Boston City inspectors ordered GameStop's location to close down on the Tuesday when it visited on Wednesday to make it sure it wasn't open. The store was not fined, but it was given a nuisance citation because they were still open. So basically, GameStop disobeyed what the laws of the city, like the city ordinance probably is what it was called, what it was saying. It was saying, you guys need to shut down, and they weren't doing that. Polygon reached out to GameStop, and the company says more than 4,000 locations were open as of this article, and it was fighting for survival throughout the country, forcing businesses to close, social distancing. They're having issues. So going back a little bit, GameStop in March towards the end said they were an essential service. They insisted that the products and devices that are important to facilitate remote work, distance learning, and virtual connectivity. What are they selling that does that? Maybe computers? I don't think they sell computers. Maybe VR chat? Other than that, I don't know. So, it closed down, and you guys know how that works. But they came back with that deliver at the door thing, and Boston wasn't too happy about that. So I wanted to talk about this just a little bit. There are a few details in this report that I wanted to talk about. And it's pretty crazy that GameStop would even try this because, well, they've already got a bad rap. They're already doing bad things. Like, why are they just trying to dig deeper in the hole instead of climb out? I don't know. But I definitely think they are struggling and having a bad time with this. So, I love the fact that GameStop was in like a standoff with the ordinance of the city and the state. Like, they were keeping open, saying, oh, we're essential, we need to be open. And the article has a picture that is like someone passing like a Nintendo Switch through the door, which those are hard to find right now, and the person wearing like long sleeves and wearing gloves and handing it to the customer, which I think is funny. But I can't believe GameStop stayed open longer than they should have. Well, I say I can't believe, but I kind of can. GameStop is known for kind of thinking that they're better than everyone else, thinking that they provide a service that is necessary or essential, and they're just dead wrong there. They are a struggling business. And it's one of those businesses that I've been talking about on this channel for a long time because it involves games, and it's probably in your town or close to where you live if you live in the United States. And so I always am wanting to talk about it, but I think it is very interesting that over 4,000 locations were still open. Now, I thought about this, and I thought about how many people are probably working. So I thought maybe 5 people each are still working, maybe less, maybe more, maybe there's 10. I don't know the specifics about that, but I wondered how bad that is. So you've got 5 people in each store, there's 4,000 of them, that's 20,000 people that could be potentially helping spread the virus. Now, people are trying to be safe and sanitize, but whenever it comes to that interaction with passing of something that I've touched, that you've touched, there's a potential that it could be there and you could get sick. And so the scariest thing would be either that worker getting sick, getting the other 5 people sick, and then passing it along to every single customer, which is scary because, like, that could be, say GameStop gets 100 people. If GameStop gets 100 people and there's 4,000, that's 400,000 people that could get it just from shopping at GameStop in one day if all the stores were infected. And so I thought this was very interesting. GameStop just isn't really caring for the customer or the employees here. All they care about is that money, their bottom line, and I think that's going to be a problem for them. Now, at this point, Boston and Massachusetts didn't cite them or make them pay a fine or anything like that. They did like give them a warning, but I think this is something that should have happened already. Like, they shouldn't have waited till then to shut down. Like, GameStop should be shut down right now. People are having to go out. People are trying to buy games, which, buy online. Come on, people, don't risk going out. Try at least to buy it and get it shipped to you. That's at least a little better. There's no human interaction, but there still is the possibility of getting it. But I think it is crazy. The biggest thing in this article is GameStop insists that it is an essential service. And this direct quote scares me because it means that they don't care. They're gonna do whatever it costs. If that means 5% of their customers die because of that, they'll do that. If it's 50%, they'll do that because it said products and devices that are important to facilitate remote work. Don't see that. Distance learning and virtual connectivity. Well, they're not selling computers, at least not to my knowledge. I guess consoles count as computers, but that's not what it's used for. They're not using it for, what did they say? Distance learning? No one's going on their Xbox to learn. They're going on their Xbox to play Call of Duty or the new Madden game or whatever is out at the time. And then a virtual connectivity. Well, yes, actually, no, they don't have anything to do with that. They don't provide the Wi-Fi. They don't provide the cable to the internet. They don't provide servers that you can even play on. So why do they think they could do this? I've got an idea, and I think this stems, and this ideology is something, kind of the attitude of GameStop, is that we deserve to be open. And GameStop thinks they deserve to be open. They are hemorrhaging money like no other. Now their stock is boosting up, and that's a weird thing if you look at it. With the Switch going hard to find, I could see why that's helping them. But GameStop really doesn't need to be open. There's nothing that you can not get somewhere else that you can get at GameStop. GameStop's not providing you food or shelter or water or electricity or anything to keep you alive. They're just providing you entertainment. And so I think that is one thing that I had an issue with on this. So I think I'm not happy. I think that's a crappy thing. They say it's contactless for their curbside pickup, but I disagree. Whenever I had to go in there, I had to go up and actually go to the door. Someone had to physically open it and hand it to me. They weren't even wearing gloves. Now, it did smell like some sort of like hand sanitizer or Lysol, something. It was strong in the air, but there wasn't like no touching. Like, I grabbed the bag from him. They had no gloves on. I didn't have gloves on. It just wasn't a very safe thing to do if I was trying not to get it, obviously. So I think this is a bad thing. So what does this say about GameStop? I think this goes back to GameStop not caring. They don't really care, but thankfully, I want to say this, and I'm surprised to be saying it. Thankfully, Massachusetts and Boston have stepped up to say, you need to be closed, you can't be open. Now, I'm expecting, no, I want some of the other states, I want all of them to step up and say, GameStop, you're closed, you're endangering people, it's not good. Because a lot of places did close down, especially in my area. If I have to drive around, I go to the post office like twice a week. At night, don't touch anybody, don't touch anything. I use my arm to drop the things off. I don't touch anything in there. But when I drive around, all the places are empty, but GameStop is still open, and I don't understand why. So I think that is an issue in itself, is that states need to step up and cities need to step up and say, GameStop, you're closed, you're not essential. Because really, GameStop is saying they're essential when they're essentially not. So I wanted to bring this to your attention that yes, GameStop even stayed open too far and actually got shut down by the authorities. And I wanted to know what you guys think. Does this surprise you? Does it not? Does it shock you? What do you think about GameStop staying open that long, and some places it's still open today? So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification because it lets you know when I post more videos, which is every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And honestly, one more time, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're safe. Stay inside as much as you possibly can. Wash your hands. Avoid touching people. Social distance, 6 feet away, 10 feet away if you can do it. Just stay safe out there, guys. And make sure you have a good day.